After that, what happens is this component will have every component is going to have a reducer. Every component have a reducer. That means we usually have a reducer. What this reducer will do is it will identify the changes in the data in that store. Understood? That means if any modification happens in that data, data is coming from store and it is given to component. In the component, you are doing some changes. Some on particular event, you are modifying, updating some data. Then what happens is this is this is updated into the store. Reducer is going to update the data into the store. That means now the latest data is available in store. Whatever changes are made, they are available in the store. And what is the concept here is similarly, another component can have a state and another component can use the same store. Am I right? So this component can access the data from the store. It can access the data from store and it can also use what reducer and it can also modify the data and it is reflected into which one it is reflected into store. What does it means? It is nothing but if this component changes anything, this component is changing anything in the store, it can be seen here. And any component is making change here, then it will can be seen here. You can transport data from any component to anywhere. It is not parent, child, it is separate, nothing. Anywhere you can access because it is at application level. And application level, the data is accessible everywhere. You can store and you can access from any location. Generally, when you are not having an awareness of complete technology, usually what happens? So many doubts will come. Like, if I do like this, what will happen? Look like that, what will happen? What do you think? A technology don't have a solution for your problems? After all, if your brain got a doubt on a concept, the person who developed technology, he might have found a solution also for you, na? Right? Only the point is current your level is not that. You have to learn the complete concept. Then you have a solution for everything. That means at learning level, what happens is we will have lot of doubts. Can we do this? Can we do that? After all, if you got the doubt, what do you think technology don't know? Right? That means technology don't know how to handle it. Technology don't know that that issue will come. That means they have all the solution. Only the point you are not still there. You need to learn so many level by level. Then you will find a solution for everything. Right? That means the concept is can I pass here? Can I use here? Can I do that? Can I do that? Have you seen anywhere? Yes. If you have seen anywhere, that means they have done it. So you can also do it. Only the point you should know the technique. You need to know the technique of handling. So now what is the advantage of this? You have a global state and the global state is accessible across any component. You can access and use across any component. That is the main concept of reducer. So what is reducers means how the reducer works, we will see here. What is use reducer? So let's see the point. First, reducer. So uses it uses application state. It uses application state. Application state is a global state. Application state is a global state that starts on application start. On application start and ends on application end. On application end. So it can keep the data and make it available across multiple requests, across multiple sessions. It can keep the data and make it available across multiple sessions. So we can make the data available across sessions. So that is the global state. Actually, uh, reducer, reducer uses global state. Reducer uses global state and handles communication using and handles communication with components. It comprises of following. One is store, state, reducer. These are the three major things. It comprises of the following. The following. So what is it? So that is store, state, and reducer. What is store? Store is the location where data is kept. It is global na? It is global in access. What is state? State is responsible for accessing data from store and providing to accessing data from store and providing to component UI. What is reducer? Reducer identifies the actions, that means trigger. It reducer identifies the actions in UI. What action has been triggered and updates data into store. It updates data into store. Reducer identifies the actions and it updates data into the store. Actually, for this, we need to build an application with multiple sessions. Network means we should host the application. Many people will log in from different device and they can say like or view or dislike or comment, which will appear everywhere. That means everybody can see. We will implement in one screen, just one basic screen so that you can see here. So now how you configure this, that means how to define this, the process I will show you. So example, and here we have one more important is dispatch. So dispatch is responsible for sending the data from component to store. Dispatch is responsible for sending the data from component to store. From component, whatever data, it is updated through reducer, but reducer uses whom? Dispatch. By using dispatch, it will update that into the store. Right. So how this works at simple level. So first point, let's see how to define this. So this is one simple process. First point, how we do that. Here you have to configure initial state. Configure initial state which refers to store. You have to configure initial state which refers to store. That means some LET initial state is equal to whatever data you want to store. You need to define an object with key and values. We have to define the initial data. Means what data you want to maintain globally. After that, you have to configure reducer, which is a function that handles state and actions. So you need a function called reducer. Reducer is a function which will have action and state. State and action actually. State and action. State will get the data, action will identify what is the trigger. So what we have to do, we need to write here. So if action dot type, we will pass the action type. If action type is having a case, if it is matching with type 1, then it will update the state. So on case 2, case type 2, it will update the update state. In every action, it will update state with different information. So in our to-do application where we can use global, suppose we are using the task like add task, edit task, delete task. How many functions are required? Three. Three different functions, but they have to use the same data. That means they have to use which data? Task data. So adding the task, editing the task, deleting the task, that means they have to use the same. Then we need some global data, global data. For example, you are using a shopping application. Suppose you went to electronics category and you added a item into cart. You went to mobiles category, added item into cart. Fashion category item. Cart is global. You can see that from any category. Na? You are from any category. You can globally see the cart. And not only that, generally your cart is also visible to the admin of that particular app. Do you know they can delete your cart? They can add items in the cart. They can remove. They can say this item is out of stock. Right? That means they have an access and control on that. That means it is available globally so that they can access from anywhere. Such options we can define. So reducer contains state, another one action. On that action, what to do with the state? We have to define them. So after that, this will be updated into initial state. Now what we have to do, we can access and use this in any component. So that means this we can use in any component. How to use in any component? So next point, third, what we have to do. So you can use reducer in any component. And what reducer contains? You can use reducer in any component. And what reducer contains? Reducer contains state and actions. Na? It contains state and actions. You can use that state and you can use that action in the reducer. So what we have to do is we have to define LET. So we have or we have a LET, we have dispatch. So we need two options here. One is what? So one is action state and dispatch. You need two options. Use reducer. Use reducer. It uses reducer function and it uses initial state. Now what we can do is we can dispatch. We can dispatch type and we can use type 1 or type 2. In the component we can dispatch. So through state what you can do? Through state we can access the data. This is what is this happening? This is sending updated data to where? Store. And this is what? Accessing data from store. You are accessing data from store and using in component. You are sending the data from store and sending to state. But you are not directly sending to store. You are sending to a reducer. Reducer will collect it, identify which action it is, what update it should do, and it will update into the state. That is actually the process we need to do. Means a simple example I will give here. So I will configure here. At large scale, how to build, I will show in our app. So in To Do or any another application where to use, we'll see that. First, one sample example I will give. I will add reducer demo. And here we have reducer demo.jsx. For example, export function reducer demo. And here we are using fluid. Just roughly, I'll just keep a div here. Class margin of 4 W50. So, or so, yeah, 50, 25. Then we have a card like this we give it. So I will put here class card header, and here I put a heading. Just say so some Naresh IT live, something like this. And we have div class card body, and here I'm giving an iframe, and we will put some source. So https www.youtube.com/embed, and we will embed any video. So YouTube Naresh IT, suppose any AI live videos are there, suppose some live video is there. This is the video related code. Let me copy this, and that is the video code, and I will put it here. That is the video code. Okay. And W width is class I will give directly W100. So height is some 300. Okay, this is card body, and we have class as card footer. So in this we have a button class BTN. Suppose some primary or warning, something like BI thumbs up. Okay, this is, we have likes. Here we need how many likes are there, we need the count, how many people are liking. So we need to just give that. Okay, just one reducer demo, we'll keep that. Reducer demo. And you can see this is reducer demo. This is what we are having. Now, what should happen here is the video is there already here. Okay, so this is W50. Fine. You can see when I click on this button, the likes counter should increase. 1 like, 2 likes, 3 likes. And how it should be, from any another device, another person logs in, he can also see it. The likes, how many are there? That means these likes we need to keep globally. Like, dislike, we want to keep globally. Not only that, so how many people are watching, we can put that. How many people are live, we need to do. So how do you do this? So generally what we do, how to keep the likes counter available for all components, anywhere they can see. So how it is possible? Use state, no chance, because it is available only for that component. Use context, no, that is only for the child components. Props, not possible, that is also for control, not only child, another, but control. We can use route parameters, transporting data from one component to another through route parameters. We can use search parameters. We can put the data in URL, you can collect from there. Na? Another component can search, get the data from the search parameters. So you can use parent, child, parent, like custom events we can use. By using custom events also we can transfer, but that is parent, child, or through any another component also we can, but we need global. That means from anywhere we must able to access. Anywhere we must able to access. So then what we have to do? So we will create, so configure initial state is equal to, it is an object. It will have likes. So it is an number 0. We have likes, we have dislikes, or anything we can have that. Initially it is 0. Now what we need to do, we need to access the likes and define increment. When they click like button, it should increment, dislike, it should decrement. That means now we are expecting two actions in a component. What are those? One like action, another dislike. So you want one more option is what? So uh, that data need to be updated into the store. Who can trigger the action? Who can update that data? That can be done by reducer. We have to create a function called reducer. This reducer function will take two details. One is state, another one is action. We will identify the action type. We will identify the action type using a switch action dot type. If actions type is matching with case, if the case is like, am I right? If the case is like, then what should happen? It should return an object which contains what? Likes. Here we have to get the like by using state. State dot what? Likes plus one. Already whatever likes is there, we have to increment by one and store in likes. Similarly, we have another case. So we have like dislike something. Actually, we can maintain a dislikes counter also. So here what it is, it should return. And what should happen? Likes state dot what? Likes plus minus one. You can decrement. Actually, it is not like and dislike, it's like toggle. You see now, you have Instagram and all, you can like and click immediately, it will be dislike. That means you can remove it, right? Okay. Same we are defining. Okay, that is what we need to store in the likes. Now this reducer can be used in any component. Remember, we declared in this page just to show you, right? We can separately create in a file, we can export them, we can import in any component, and we can use from any component. Just for current understanding sake, I kept in everything in one file. Actually, it can be in a separate file. This can be in a separate file. We can mark them as what? Export. You can import from any component and you can use it. In which component you want to use? I want to use in this component. Then how to do? We have a constant. We need two options. One is a state. Another one is what? Dispatch is equal to what is it? Use reducer. Use reducer is expecting the reducer function. Reducer function is reducer and the state where it should update. Initial state. We have initial state where it should update. In initial state, whatever is present, you can access by using what? State. That means how to access and display the likes counter. Here we can access by using what is it? State dot what? Likes. And on the button click, we should dispatch the like. Na? That means what we have to do? We have to write a function handle. What is it? Like click. On like click, what we have to do? Dispatch. Dispatch action type as what? Like. If we dispatch that action type like on this button click, what is it? On click, handle like click. When we dispatch that, automatically it will collect that, it will update the data into store. Na? It will update the data into store. So what will happen now? When I click on the likes, it will get one. I click on again, it will get two. That means the likes counter is incrementing. We can use dislike toggle, another button which can remove that. But what is the key point is this you are watching here. This is visible to another user also. That means in a network, if anyone else is watching this, then it is accessible to that user. From any component, we can access the reducer and we can use the reducer. Reducer contains two things. One is a state, another one is action. You can get the same state which is available to everyone and you can update in the same location. That means a global state is maintained so that we can access and use from any place. That is the main purpose of reducers. That is the main concept of reducer. But global state always have problems. They have so many issues in real time for developer. What is problem in this global application state is they are not easily trackable, debuggable, testable. That means we cannot track the global state data, what is stored, how it is being updated, where problem occurred, which location update problem occurred. We can't track that. That's very difficult for developer. That means what is issue in global state is it is not easy to debug. It is not easy to test. It is not easy to track. And to handle this, a separate library is designed. We have some special libraries. By using those libraries, we can handle these options like debugging testing. We have a library called, so we have a library Redux.js. And see Redux.js, what it says, it is a JS library for predictable and maintainable global state. Global state is fine. We understood that. So then why it should be predictable and maintainable? That is not a feature for user. Right? Predictable, maintainable are not the features we are providing to user. User just will use it. That is not a feature for user. That is not a concern for user. That these are the concern for developer. For developers convenience to track exactly what is happening in the global state, to identify the issues in real time where the problem is coming in global state. For that, these type of libraries are designed. That's the reason it is not mandatory to have knowledge on this, because many companies use alternative techniques in their projects. But majority of these days interviews they ask, we want good knowledge of Redux. Why? Because Redux provides a toolkit. What is advantage of toolkit? Redux has two libraries, Redux core library, Redux toolkit library. Core library will provide you some options for using and creating a global state. Toolkit will provide you options for tracking, debugging, testing. You see what concept they say. It is predictable, it is centralized, it is debuggable, it is flexible. That means predictable means we can just identify and examine exactly what is happening. We can predict the data. We can say that okay, this will be the data when this action happened. We can track it. I will show you. We can have some debugging tools. We can download them. I will show practically. So they can track and show us when it is updated, what is updated, how it is updated. It will track and display. So it is centralized. That means you can access from any location. It is easily to debug and it is flexible. You can use in any ecosystem. That means any environment of your application, you can use it. So remember, this is not required at a small scale application, because in small scale application, reducer will do. Already reducer is doing. You want reusable, extendable, debuggable, separation concerns, testability, enterprise based, then better you can go with this toolkit. We can use it and we can implement it, right? So we'll see the point here, how we can handle that. First point is this is configuring. Example I will give here. What is example here? I will copy this example. This is reducer demo. Just roughly reducer demo. So here issues with global state. Issues with global state. Global application state is not predictable. It is difficult for developers. It is difficult for developers to track and identify the changes in data. It is not easy to debug. What does it means? Browser and browser or client tools, client developer tools are not enough to debug the global application state. Debug the global application state. It is not easy to maintain and test global state. So that is the point here. We have Redux JS. The solution we have Redux JS. It is a JavaScript library. It is a JavaScript library for global application state management. It provides a toolkit for developers. What is advantage? Toolkit is a tool chain. It is a toolkit is a tool chain that provides features for building, debugging, and testing application state. Toolkit is a tool chain that provides features for building, debugging, and testing application state. So it provides complete environment for enterprise based applications where reusability, extensibility, testability are the main concerns. Here, this also uses same thing. Means concept is same, only the point it is at higher level. That means what it will have? Redux.js, it is also having a store. It is also having state. It is also having reducer. right? All the concepts are same, but at large scale. That means we can maintain them in separate locations and we can easily reuse and extend them. That means we can build a large scale infrastructure and see here. So we can download the tools. You can see I have these Redux dev tools. We can download these tools. What these tools can do is they can track and they can show what is happening in your application state. But these are enabled only when your application is using some application state. That means here currently we are using application state, and you inspect here, you go here and you select, you see here Redux is there. When I select Redux Dev Tools, so you can see it is not showing anything here because it says no store found. Because this is for the application which is using the Redux tools. If you are using Redux tools, it will show the store. That means what is the store, what data is in the store, which action update the data, before update what it is having, after update what it is having, everything developer can track. So Redux is not for users, it is convenient for developers. What user need to do? He just need application state. He don't care what you are using. He's not worried about your Redux or something. So he need application state. And this is your problem because you are unable to track the issues. So you use it. You are unable to identify the problems in the application state. You use it. That is your problem, right? This is not a facility for, means using this, will it have any performance difference for user? No difference, it's same. That means this is not going to affect any performance difference for users. It will not, it is only for developers. Now why it is not working? Because we need to enable the store, we need to configure the store. Actually it also works with the same mechanism, means it uses same. If you observe the official here, let's see that here. This is Redux.js official website. You can see in Redux.js, they have two core libraries actually. We'll go to the API. You can see, I told you, API have important. You see, it provides two libraries for us. One is Redux core library. Another one is what? Redux toolkits. So it is providing two libraries. I told you to learn about any library, you need to go to API. First point, you should know that, right? So they have two libraries. One is core, another one toolkit. And core is small, and see it says that it provides you options to implement reducers. But toolkit is official. It will provide all the packages which are responsible for debugging, testing, identifying the issues, everything. That means we have two options. We can use only Redux or we can use Redux toolkit. At high level, professional level, we prefer using what? Redux toolkit. Redux toolkit. And you need to keep updated. You see, actually, earlier we were using configure store. So create store is the option. That means recently they changed it. That means how to create the store, configure the store. I will tell you, I will show you that practically. So you should be very careful. They are shuffling this from past few months. That means few months they are providing an option called configure store. After that, they are saying that now don't use this. It is still having issue. Use create store. If you miss them, it will not work. So that's the reason we are facing problem with our learners also. Just 1 month, 2 months back, React learners, we told them that you use configure store for creating a store, and suddenly now they change it to create store. And we previous batch we told people that use create store, now they changed again to configure store, and again now they are switching between them. That means this is very big problem, because still it is in the beta release, it is not a final release of. So we need to check which one is suitable for our requirement to create. If you don't check these and directly use it, issues will come, right? I will explain what is this create store and all. So you see that method is so deprecated. Create store method is deprecated, but this is the toolkit. You can see this is a official toolkit is there. Yeah. The documents. It's fine. We don't need to open that, but it is taking time to open. So now what we will do? So it uses the same thing. It have two libraries. So it provides two libraries. One is Redux Core and Redux Toolkit. So Redux Core is a minimal library with reducers and not recommended for large scale applications. Redux Core. Yeah. So Redux Toolkit is professional with all features for features from debug, from design to test. Right. So this is one important one these days where we use in our projects is, for example, you have a delete task. When we delete the task, it is deleted, but actually it should not be directly deleted. It should be archived. Am I right? Archives. It should be archived so that I can recover from the archive again. So it should not be permanently deleted. Same like you have emails. When you delete your email, they are not permanently deleted first. They are sent to trash. So that means they are archived into trash. From trash, you can recover again. After a few days, the trash will be deleted. That means when you delete anything, it should not delete permanently. It should be kept in some memory for certain duration after that cleanup. Then we can use which one? Redux for that. That means you don't delete immediately. So you just keep in the archive and you later delete it. And archive must be accessible anytime. So whenever I want, I can see what I deleted and I can recover from there. I can delete from there permanently. So that you can do by using this toolkit. That we'll see in next session, right? On Monday, we are going to see how to use this Redux toolkit, how to use it in our project, right? I will update all the code with all modifications you try. Okay, right.